Good evening. Tonight we're going to talk about using IT to improve personal productivity. So one of the things we can do to keep our computer running smoothly is to create strong passwords. You also need to keep your passwords a secret, manage your passwords, and monitor your accounts. Keeping your passwords safe means keeping them a secret. Do not give them to friends, and do not write them down, and do not keep them at your desk or an unprotected file on your computer. Be wary when giving them to the website where you created the password in the first place. Also, monitor your accounts. Monitor all your monthly financial statements and call the appropriate company or bank immediately to report issues, especially those that you go with online and use your password online. Review your credit report each year. Performing good file management is another way we can keep our personal computer running smoothly. The best way to manage files is to organize them into folders and then store them in specific locations. Some tips for managing your files: use the My Documents folder. Limit file name length. Archive completed works. Do not save unnecessary files. And use My Recent Documents. A simple way to back up your files is to use a USB drive. Then you can copy and paste those files over, or just do a copy dragging files from your computer hard disk to the USB drive. Give them naming conventions so that you know what you're backing up and how you can go to restore it. Oftentimes you'll want to have a date associated with a folder you're backing up onto a USB drive. How often should you back up your data? If you use your computer occasionally, a weekly backup might be enough. If you use your computer every day, a daily backup is a good idea. When you're backing up, use zip files. Compressing files, folders, and programs decreases their size and reduces the amount of space. Folders that are compressed using the compressed folders or zipped feature use less drive space. Another thing we can do to become more productive with our PCs is write professional emails. So you want to follow email etiquette. For example, you would keep your emails short. Each email would be about one topic only, and other email etiquette guidelines. Another mistake to avoid is attempting anonymity. You really are going to be discovered if you attempt to send an email anonymously. It's not that difficult for experienced information security professionals to track down people who thought they had sent email anonymously. Be careful about sending email to the wrong person. Don't use one email for everything. And don't forget to include the attachment. Spam is junk email. So delete junk email without opening them. Do not reply to spam. And think twice before you open any attachments or click on links that are embedded in spam. And do not forward chain email messages. Thieves use a method known as phishing to send email or instant message spam that meticulously imitates messages from a reputable, well-known company. The forged message capitalizes on your trust of that respected brand. A phishing scam sent by email may start with con artists who send millions of email messages that appear to come from popular websites or sites or companies that you trust. The email messages, pop-up windows, and websites they link to appear official. Unsuspecting people respond to these requests for their credit card numbers, passwords, account information, or other personal data. Some guidelines to help protect yourself from these phishing scams are: report suspicious emails to your IT department. Be wary of clicking on links in email messages. Type addresses directly into your browser, or use your personal bookmarks in your browser. Also check for the security certificate and make sure that it's current and valid. Finally, do not enter personal or financial information into pop-up windows. Spyware is a general term used for software that performs certain actions without obtaining your consent. You might have spyware if you see pop-up advertisements even when you're not on the web, the page your web browser first opens to, or your browser search settings have changed without your knowledge. You notice a new toolbar in your browser that you didn't want and find it difficult to get rid of. Your computer takes longer than usual to complete certain tasks, and you experience a sudden rise in computer crashes. So, to remove spyware, you can download a spyware removal tool such as Microsoft Windows Anti-Spyware. Run the tool to scan your computer for spyware and other unwanted software. Review the files discovered by the tool for spyware and of course the other unwanted software. And select suspicious files for removal by following the tool's instructions. You also need to consider restricting instant messaging. A computer infected by a virus may continue to spread the infection by sending copies to everyone on your instant messaging contact list. So some steps to help avoid instant messaging viruses: be careful downloading files in IM. Update Windows software. Make sure you're using an updated version of your IM software. Use antivirus software and keep it updated. Use anti-spyware software and keep it updated. Increasing your PC's performance is important. To maintain your computer and keep it running smoothly, free up disk space, speed up access to your disk using defragmentation, and detect and repair disk errors. By freeing disk space, you can improve the performance of your computer. Use the disk cleanup utility to remove temporary internet files, remove downloaded program files, empty the recycling bin, remove Windows temporary files, remove optional Windows components that you do not use, and remove installed programs that you no longer use. Disk fragmentation slows the overall performance of your system. When files are fragmented, the computer must search the hard disk when the file is opened to piece it back together. The response time can be significantly longer. Detect and repair disk errors. Windows provides an error checking utility that scans the hard drive for bad sectors and scans for file system errors to see whether certain files or folders are misplaced. To run the error checking utility, it's important to be sure to close all files before running the error checking utility. Using antivirus software. A virus is basically a malicious computer program. The effects of viruses differ. Some either modify, delete, or steal data, and others may give control of your PC over to their creators via the internet. A worm refers to a virus that can replicate and spread itself over a network. There are three main types of viruses in circulation: boot sector viruses, macro viruses, and file infecting viruses. Antivirus software usually works by checking a file for certain patterns of binary code. The patterns used to identify viruses are stored in what is known as a virus definition file. The two main vendors of antivirus products are McAfee and Norton. Finally, you can install a personal firewall. A firewall is simply a program or hardware device that filters the information coming through the internet connection into a computer. If an incoming packet of information is flagged by the filters, it is not allowed through. And of course, Windows has a program called Windows Firewall that lets you do that. Thank you.